Hi, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat and our weekly NFL update show. We're going to go through all the games from week 6 and have a preview on week 7, talk about some trades that have happened, some bad injuries, but we'll get all into it. So let's start off with last week's games. It all started out on Thursday night with the Seahawks hosting the 49ers. Okay, so let's get straight into it. The 49ers won this game 36-24 against the Seahawks. Purdy looked good. 49ers starting to roll slowly but surely, getting all the injured players back. 49ers definite playoff team. Seattle, if they can fix the run offense and fix the run defense, I think they could maybe sneak into the playoffs, but it doesn't look like it. They had a good start to the season, but the last few games have started to tailor off. Then we get into the Jaguars against the Bears. Great game by the Bears. Their young quarterback, Caleb Williams, looking really good. I think they might have found their man for the future. A lot of people said why they got rid of Justin Fields. I think it was a good decision. They got some nice pieces for him as well. The Jaguars are just a bad football team. Trevor Lawrence has got no weapons, not a good defense. But two teams definitely not making the playoffs. I don't think one of these two teams make the playoffs. Then we move into the Cardinals against the Packers. Now the Packers are looking really strong. 2 years ago when they got rid of Aaron Rodgers, a lot of people said, what are they doing? You can't get rid of Aaron Rodgers. He wanted out. Best decision the Packers ever made. Jordan Love seems to be the quarterback for the future. Strong team, good defense, good offensive line, protecting the quarterback, good defensive line. Packers are a well-rounded, good football team. They destroyed the Cardinals 34-13. Cardinals are the opposite to the Packers. They're just not a well-organized football team. I don't like the coach. I don't like the quarterback. Tough season for the Cardinals, I think. I don't think they make the playoffs either. Colts against the Titans. Again, actually, if you're not a Colts fan, you're not a Titans fan, no one in the NFL really want to watch this game. Two teams. One is totally stricken by injuries. That's the Colts. Flacco doing a good job for the Colts. Titans rebuild, Colts waiting for next season. Two teams not making the playoffs. They'll get that odd win everywhere and every now and then because, as you know, on any given Sunday you can win in the NFL. Texans, Patriots. This hurts me. As a Patriots fan, this hurts me, but look, gotta be realistic. We are in a rebuild. Drake Mayer is in the man for the future. We'll see. I thought he played a good game. But the Texans are a definite playoff team. Texans could go all the way. I don't have them as my Super Bowl pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They could go all the way. CJ Stroud is phenomenal. They've got good receivers. They've got good running backs. They've got a great defense. I mean, they've got everything that you need. So they won this one comfortably, 41-21. I only see good things for the Houston Texans this season. And the Patriots, big game for them next week against those Jacksonville Jaguars. Buccaneers against the Saints. Crazy game. Crazy football game. Buccaneers won this one 51-27. But at one stage it was 27-24 for the Saints. And then the Buccaneers went on a 27-0 run. Baker looked like prime Brett Favre. He was slinging it all over the place. 3 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. Buccaneers are an exciting team to watch. Will make the playoffs, but that's their ceiling. They'll make the playoffs, but not a lot more. I think they're just too wild and erratic, but a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Browns, Eagles. Browns, worst run franchise in the NFL for the last 30 years. Terrible quarterback, overpaid. I don't know what they were thinking when they got Deshaun Watson. Eagles, I don't know what's wrong with the Eagles. I'm waiting for them to start flying again, to soar, but it's just, they're not in the groove at this moment. I mean, Jalen Hurts, good quarterback. They got Saquon Barkley, but I don't know what's wrong with the Eagles. I'm looking forward to watching more in the next few weeks, see if they can get their plane off the ground or their eagle off the ground or whatever you want to call it. That was 20-16. Not a nice football game to watch. Commanders Raiders, exciting game. Everybody's looking forward to this. Commanders have definitely won over a lot of people this season. No one expected this from the Commanders. Young quarterbacks doing well. I think they coached very well. I think the Commanders could win their division because I think the other teams, with the Cowboys, with the New York Giants, and with the Eagles, are just not good enough this season. But the Ravens, good quarterback and a monster running back, well organized, good coach. They won this one 30-23. My Super Bowl participant pick, I have him in the Super Bowl, so I hope that keeps them going for the Ravens. Chargers, Broncos, I expected the Chargers to win. They won this one 23-16. And Chargers will start picking up pace because they're just a good, well-organized football team. Coach Harbaugh does a good job there. Playoffs, yes, but that's probably a wild card to get into the playoffs. Broncos, enjoy your season, build on your season, build with your young quarterback, and I think in the next 2-3 years, the Broncos will be a lot better. Steelers against the Raiders. Raiders, another organization, they suck. What a beautiful stadium, what a beautiful city, but what a shit football team. Yes, they've had their injuries, but I mean, you can't put everything on injuries. The Steelers, Justin Fields playing well. I believe that the Steelers could just slip into the playoffs because they have, for me, one of the top 3 coaches in the league in Mike Tomlin. That was a blowout 32 to 13. Then we get into the game of the weekend. I mean, the expectations for one team is so high and they just never deliver. The Cowboys are a joke. We're going to get deep into this game. I mean, the Lions destroyed the Cowboys 47-9. The biggest home loss for the Dallas Cowboys in 35 years since Jerry Jones has been their owner. And we'll get to you, Jerry. You're not getting off the hook. Where do you start with the Cowboys? I mean, the Cowboys are just a mess. I mean, their coach, I'm never for anybody to get fired or anything, but pay him off, send him to the sunset, and bring in Bill Belichick. Come on, Bill's on the market, the best coach in history. The Bill, Belichick, and the Cowboys will be a perfect match. Bill will get this team running. And when Bill comes in, Jerry, you need to shut that up and just let him do his job. Because you're to blame for a lot of that's going on with the Cowboys. No running game. You could have got a good running back. You brought in Ezekiel Elliott back. Why did you get rid of him in the first place if he was that goddamn good? Your defense, yes, you have injuries, but your defense is woeful. You overpaid for your quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm the first one not to take money away from anybody, but $60 million a year? Nah, come on. You've weakened your team by doing that. You overpaid for CD Lamb, you overpaid for Dak Prescott, and now you don't have the money to put into the rest of the team. So you're going to be suffering for years to come. You need to hope that you can get something on free agency or a trade or something like that, because this way you're not making the playoffs. And you're just a bad football team. On the other side, oh my God, Detroit Lions, my Super Bowl pick, my Super Bowl champions pick. The Detroit Lions look like unbelievable. Quarterbacks playing well. The running backs playing well. They've got good receivers. They've got a fantastic defense. They did suffer a big loss. Aiden Hutchinson, he was probably out for the season, and that's going to be big. What is the back office going to do for the Detroit Lions? Do they go out and get somebody else? I think they need to start making some phone calls around a Myles Garrett, somebody like that. Try make some phone calls, try to get somebody in like that. I mean, NFL windows are very short to win something. I think you are in that window now, Detroit Lions, where you could win a Super Bowl. You have to go all out and do it. So you guys need to do something on the transfer and go for a trade to recover your defense and get somebody in there for Aiden Hutchinson. Falcons against the Panthers. Hey, Captain Kirk is there. Kirk Cousins doing well for the Falcons. I think the Falcons could sneak into the playoffs as a wild card number 2, because I think the Buccaneers will win the division. Panthers, you're building for next season. This one, yeah, I didn't expect a lot. 38-20 for the Falcons against the Panthers. Panthers, one of those teams. There's a lot of teams this year that you just know they're not going to make the playoffs, and the Panthers are one of them. Then the late game on Sunday was the Bengals against the New York Giants. Bengals had to win this one. They did win this one. The Giants are not a good football team. The Bengals are. Bengals, your defense showed up. That was good. If the Bengals defense shows up every week on a constant basis, I think the Bengals can go far. I believe the Bengals go to the playoffs. And I see the Bengals as one of those teams no one wants to face in the playoffs, because they can give you headaches, because Joe Burrow can sling the shit around. You've got Jamar Chase. You've got a lot of good options on that team. Then we get into Monday night's football game. Now, these two teams, we'll talk about offers. They've gone out after this game and made two big trades. The Jets, they fired Robert Saleh last week. Then they changed. They put the defensive coordinators, now the head coach. Nathaniel Hackett, they shoved upstairs. They've changed just about everything. But Aaron Rodgers is not playing well. Aaron Rodgers is not playing well, maybe because his offensive line can't protect him. I mean, I've never seen Aaron Rodgers get hit as much as he's been getting hit this season. And if you can't protect your quarterback, I don't care if he's Joe Montana, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers, can't protect the quarterback, you're in trouble. The Jets lost this one 20-23. You could say unluckily. I think deservedly. I thought the Bills were the better team. Josh Allen playing very well. Bills defense is good. I think the Bills will win this division. I think the Jets will come in second. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think the Jets don't make the playoffs. A lot of people say you're crazy because they know what the trade was. I don't know. Let's talk straight about it. Devontae Adams got traded from the Raiders to the Jets. Very good wide receivers, played with Aaron Rodgers before. I just don't think it solves your problems. Because if you can't protect the quarterback, he's not going to get the ball to Devontae Adams. Then funnily enough, the other Monday night team, the Bills, also made a big trade for a wide receiver. They brought in Amari Cooper from the Browns. Amari Cooper must be praying every morning saying, I don't know what I did to deserve this. How could I get this lucky? To leave that shitty quarterback in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, and to be able to play with Josh Allen, who's a gunslinger. I think Amari Cooper's going to have a great season there. I think he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. I think this is a match made up in heaven. Amari Cooper is a quiet and more humble person compared to Stephon Diggs that they had last year at wide receiver. So no lever. I think this will be a good match for the Bills. So that was week 6 in the books. Yes, 4 teams didn't play. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Vikings, and the Dolphins. Meaning we still have 2 unbeaten teams in the Chiefs and the Vikings. But week 6 is in the books. It's going quickly. We're already into week 6. And we'll start straight off now with a preview for week 7. So let's get straight into week 7. Thursday night. A few hours from now. The Broncos face the Saints. I see this being a very close game. Toss of a coin. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think Bo Nix can do something here. The Saints, I don't know what's wrong with the Saints. Not a very good team this year. Derek Carr out, so we'll see. I'll definitely watch this game this evening, but I'm going with the Broncos. Then, the biggest game of the weekend. No, I'm just joking. The Jaguars against the Patriots, both are 1-5. Are you tanking already for the number 1 pick? I don't know. I'm going to go with my Patriots because I love them so much. There's just 2 not very good football teams at the moment. You got a good quarterback for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking forward to see what Drake May is going to do. I'm just going to back the Patriots because they're my team. But 2 not so good football teams playing against each other. Seahawks Falcons should be a good matchup. Seahawks need to get back on track. Not doing so well the last few weeks. Falcons are on a high. They are soaring, but the Eagles are not. I'm going to go with Falcons win here against the Seahawks. Sorry about that, Dominique. Titans, Bills. I mean, anybody that puts their money on the Titans might as well take the money and put it on your barbecue and grill it because it's a waste of money. Bills will win this one easy. Looking forward to see how Amari Cooper does in his first game. Bengals, Browns, another game. I just see the Bengals running all over the Browns. The Browns got rid of Amari Cooper. Deshaun Watson is not good. No good defense. Easy win for the Bengals. Texans, Packers. Very big game. Interesting game. Hard to call this one. I'll just go to the home team because I think it's a very tight game. I think the Packers win against the Texans. But these are two playoff teams, two teams that both definitely want to go far in the playoffs. Dolphins, Colts, two terrible football teams. Not a lot of interest in this game. I'll go the home win for the Colts because I think Tua's still not back, so home win for the Colts. Then we have the Lions against the Vikings. Big football game. 5-0 Vikings against the 4-1 Lions. Lions are my Super Bowl picks. I'm going with the Lions to win in Minnesota against the Vikings. Vikings will have their first loss of the season. I see this ending overtime with a field goal. Eagles, Giants, two shitty teams in the same division, but I can't see the Giants beating the Eagles, so I'll give this one to the Eagles. Raiders, Rams. I'm not going to even say anything about the Raiders and the Rams. I mean, the Raiders are a terrible football team, and the Rams, I don't know what's wrong with the Rams. I mean, you got a decent quarterback, you've got a fantastic coach. Rams, you better come right. I don't know what's in the water there in LA, but something's got to come right now. Panthers, Commanders, can't see anything but a comfortable Commanders win here. I think the Commanders are definitely heading for the playoffs this year because they'll win the division because they're in such a weak division. You got the shitty Cowboys, the Eagles, I don't know who they are, and the New York Giants are just terrible. So I'm going with the Commanders. Chiefs, 49ers, game of the weekend for me. Chiefs are 5-0. They haven't played their best football. If they don't play their best football against the 49ers in Santa Clara in the Levi Stadium, I think the 49ers will win this one. I think this will be a close game. Can Patrick Mahomes cut down on the interceptions he's been throwing? I can also see this game going really tight, down to the last second, maybe into overtime, but I will give the edge to the 49ers. Then we have the Jets against the Steelers. First game for Devontae Adams with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. But I'm backing the Steelers. I just think that the Jets, that whole Aaron Rodgers experiment, I just don't think it's going to work for you guys at the Jets. I mean, you had bad luck last team getting injured. I thought you had a better team last time than you do this year. I mean, what is this? Green Bay Packers 2.0. Everybody from ex-Packers you're bringing in there. What's next? When Mike McCarthy gets fired in Dallas, you're going to bring him in as a coach or what? Come on. Nah, Steelers all the way. Ravens, Buccaneers. That's the Monday night game. There's two Monday night games this week. That's one I'm definitely watching. Everybody knows I've got the Ravens going to the Super Bowl, but I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think this could be a high score. I think these teams could rack up together about 80 points. I see this one also going to about a field goal difference, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers because they are home. So Buccaneers over the Ravens by 3. And then the last game of the week, the Chargers against the Cardinals. Easy win for the Chargers. Got to win this game if they want to keep on going in the right directions. Cardinals are not good enough, so I'm going to go with a +7 at least for the Chargers in this one. And then the Cowboys and the Bears are on a bye. The Bears wouldn't have wanted this bye because they've been doing well lately. And then, of course, the Cowboys, you better use your time wisely on this bye because you need to change everything. You need to change the color of the Gatorade. You need to change the tape you're using to tape up ankles. You need to change your coach. You just need to change everything. And Jerry, the biggest thing you need to change is keep quiet. I saw your radio interview. It's an embarrassment, Jerry. An 85-year-old man. You're embarrassment. I mean, you are the general manager and you are the owner. You are the man that is responsible for this shit show that is in Dallas. Change things, Jerry. Change things. You're a billionaire. Act like one. Do things. Change. So that's our roundup for this week. Good games, week 7, and we'll see you next week. Same time. Enjoy.